Hello. What's up, Rocket fans? Whatever y'all want to talk about this evening, I'm Kris Gardner of the Houston Roundball Review. Welcome to another Let's Talk Houston Rockets. I'm reading comments before the show started, and I'm cracking up at Gohan and Beasley. Let me put it up. I think it's going to be that kind of night, folks. I guess it's going to be that kind of night. We got that comment right there from Gohan, and we got this from Beasley. Oh, Alpha G, you got something to add to the party? Alrighty. Okay. We know what's going on. Y'all have been living under a rock. And it's so funny. BJ, welcome as well to the show. Let's talk Houston Rockets. I think it's gonna be lively. And real quick, I have invited two colleagues to see if they'll have time to join the discussion this evening. I won't promise that they're going to be able to do it, and I'm not going to name who it is. So I'm not going to get your hopes up on it. But I have reached out to two colleagues, so not anybody within the organization or anything like that, to talk about what transpired Saturday evening after the Rockets lost to the Nuggets and gave up those pathetic 47 points in the second quarter, of which Jokic, the Joker, only scored 4. So to the Denver Nuggets, 47 points in the second quarter. Rockets gave up 77 in the first half against Denver, 74 in the first half against Miami. I told y'all defense sucked. I said in the last stream that the defense sucked, and that's the reason why they're losing. Now the question is, why has it just fallen off a cliff in this 7-game losing streak, and what's happened? Solo D'Lo, what's up? J-Rod, I'm doing well. It's that time. Well, for Rocket fans, Texans fans, U of H fans, there's still hope on the men's basketball side if I want to do that. Michael Scruggs, I have not thought about being a commentator. I've done a few appearances years ago on TV, a few guest appearances on TV, but I have not thought about being a commentator. No, I have not. I got 2 clips from Coach Silas from post-game, 1 clip from Jalen Green, and y'all know, if you don't know, if you're new to the streams and have not begun watching videos on the Houston Roundball Review channel, please do so. Please become a subscriber to the channel so you get notifications. Click that bell. You know how it all goes. So you'll be notified of when new videos are posted. And you can also choose to sign up for follow one of the playlists. Like I have specific playlists now: Jalen Green playlist, Coach Silas playlist, Houston Rockets playlist. Player specific, team specific as well. Houston Cougars, men's basketball, etc. And goes back years. I got almost 7,000 videos going back to the days when Kevin McHale was head coach of the Rockets. So a lot of videos on the Houston Roundball Review channel. And before we get into this fun discussion, it's gonna be hot. Put on my business hat. If you want to contribute to the channel, click on one of the videos and click that thanks button for a video like and contribute. Whatever you want to contribute that way, please do so. I got the super chat, super stickers. You can do that during the live stream. Contribute that way to support the channel. But let's get right into it. And it's ironic. I don't know if I was hungover Saturday. Hey, we're family here. I'm not going to hide this. But I was sick yesterday before the game, and I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to get post game. But good thing I did. So, man, oh man. Let's just play, because Christian Wood did not play in the second half. Y'all seen the reports from Sham Charania, Tim McMahon from ESPN. Heard about the reported blow-up of Scoot, Kevin Porter Jr. with John Lucas at halftime. We heard some details, and the colleagues I have invited to join the show may provide a little bit more detail than what has been out so far. I heard one of them said that what was reported so far is mild to what actually happened. So let's go with that. So I'm not going to add anything to it because I don't know specifics. I have not called John Lucas today because probably as an organization, they're probably in that collective proverbial bunker mode to make sure everybody's on the same page and not say anything out of pocket, out of turn. So let me put that out there as well. But yes, the opening, and this is where's the comment here. Beasley, you are correct, because during Coach Silas's post game, he said that the reason Kevin Porter Jr. did not play in the second half was injury related. Well, may have been injury related, but Scoop wasn't in the building. And Scoop, I think, was told you weren't going to play in the second half, and they kind of spun it as an injury, and Scoot said, I'm out, and Scoot left. But apparently Scoot apologized for the blow up and whatever he tossed at John Lucas. We don't know anything about that, but that was the report. He apologized for it. Kelly Iko said he felt bad about his blow up, his temper, losing his temper, and he apologized to the Rockets and the organization, all those things. But we can get into this as well. I got a lot of scenarios tossed out for you. But there's one thing coming right there. But here's the initial answer from Coach Silas to the question from colleague Jonathan Fagan of the Houston Chronicle about why Christian Wood did not start. So let's start with there. Like I said, I got two from Coach Silas and then one from Jalen Green. And the specific part of what I'm posting from Jalen Green, what I'm going to show for you about Jalen Green relates to John Lucas. I'm doing that on purpose. So here we go. First up, Coach Silas.
We are basically going to keep that internal, but basically he broke a team rule. I didn't start him. And then we just decided not to play him in the second half.
If he was playing in the first half, I guess that was not starting because of breaking the team rule.
Right.
What was the decision to not play in the second half?
Coach's decision?
There's not coaches don't play guys when they're not playing well. Is that the case?
Just decided not to play him.
There we go. Just decided not to play him. Well, we know now what the team rule was, that C. Wood was late to basically mandatory COVID testing. It's a rule, team rule. It's the way everything is right now in the NBA. He broke a rule. And we can get into this Paul's comment right here about Kris C. Wood not being a team player. And I'm going to put it like this. I'll say it like this. I've said it on previous Houston Rockets live streams. The Detroit Pistons are not sad Christian Wood is not on their team. You go from there. They're not sad about that. All right, just go from there. And Z City, I'll answer the question right here. Shams and Woes leak stories before the local writers, media, because they have connections with the agents, players' agents. Y'all see many times, especially around free agency, when Shams and Woes tweet out the contract signing, particulars of a player, and then they also mention the agency for that player. It's give and take. So they're giving pub to that agent. They're giving pub to that agency. So for that, they're getting inside info. So it's give and take. So that's what they do. That's part of it. And that's, they got millions of followers on Twitter. So it's give and take right there. But yeah, so go on in the ears in every locker room is because of the ties to agents and the give and take. And there we go. So y'all heard Coach Silas, the reason why he did not play Christian Wood in the second half. Team rule was broken. Going to touch on, now I'm going to play the second part of this comments about what Coach Silas said. He described the halftime discussions as a spirited debate. Y'all saw it, but for those who haven't seen it, here we go with that. Spirited debate. And Coach Silas was pretty stern in his comments. He was not happy with the lack of effort in the first half from players. And the defense was piss poor. And he can accept mistakes, but he cannot accept and will not accept poor effort. Here we go.
on with Kevin Porter Jr.? Why didn't he rejoin the team on the bench in the second half?
Yeah, we were just evaluating that leg.
It took a long time for almost everybody to get back to the court for the second half, and I think you might have missed the first Nuggets possession. What was going on in the halftime that was so out of the ordinary that guys didn't get back to warm up? So,
yeah, we were angry at halftime that we had just given up 47 points. So we watched the film. We had a spirited debate at halftime. And, I have certain demands of this group as far as playing hard. Making mistakes is different than giving the effort. And I wasn't satisfied with the effort. So halftime took a little bit longer, and then getting organized after halftime took a little bit longer as well.
is that why the same reason for the timeout in that first minute of the half?
I just wanted to get us back calibrated after the first couple possessions of the second half. So yes.
You said the word debate. Was there something to debate? Was there any argument?
No, there's no debate. There is, when you're competitors, there's times where you're in the locker room and the locker room is the locker room and you're getting after it and you're showing examples. And, when you want a team to do better, you have to let them know. And tonight was the night I had to let them know. So that's that.
Yeah, there we go. So Coach Silas said tonight was the night he let them know. I think some fans were questioning Coach Silas was too soft on the players. That was a comment I heard numerous times on previous streams. Well, he wasn't nice to him yesterday. Saturday night, he was not nice to the team after that sorry performance and that trash performance of defense in the first and second quarter against the Nuggets, followed by a trash performance of defense versus the Heat on Friday. And I think I saw a comment a few minutes ago about the defense has been bad since Jalen Green came back. No, defense was bad while Jalen was out. The team's defense has been garbage during this 7-game streak. And defensively against twos, threes, team is shooting 50% from the floor overall, 40 plus, 45% sometimes from three. So it's not Jalen Green. This team has stopped playing hard on defense, stopped communicating on defense. Dana Tice said it. They don't talk anymore on defense. They don't communicate anymore on defense. Everybody's their own person. They're not on the stream defensively. That's a problem. Now we can talk about now. I'm gonna put it on y'all because, like I said, if one of my colleagues is not able to join, this colleague said what they've heard is KPJ is likely out. Now they can spin that as injury. You can determine how you want to because of tossing the stuff at Luke. C. Wood will probably get fined or suspended. Are y'all good with that? Are y'all good with C. Wood getting fined? Do you want him to get suspended? Fined and suspended, both. What would you like to see? Have y'all given up on KPJ? He apologized. We've known. I don't know what Scoot through. That's one thing. If one of my buddies is able to join, it might know exactly what was tossed. I don't know about that. I haven't heard about specifics. So it looks like, okay, we got fined. Gohan wants fined, suspended, and traded for Christian Wood. Is this Maito? Just want fined. Mike says Wood should be suspended. I think I'm seeing more. Alpha G says both, so that's fined and suspended. So I'm curious to see what the Rockets do and what they announce Monday, because the injury report was pretty naked. Eric Gordon is on there again, questionable for Monday's game against Philly. The groin tightness is an issue, which used to be, we thought Eric thought he was over that issue and would be able to play back-to-backs, 10 days ago. So that's changed, apparently. DJ Augustine is still on there because he's still in there for health and safety protocols. But as far as I remember, and I put it on YouTube community tab, I didn't see Scoot on there because of any thigh contusion. I don't remember seeing that. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. So Mike Suggs, KPJ should be the 2. Well, what do y'all think about? Should Scoot still be here? Do y'all believe an apology is enough? Do y'all think the Rockets should move on from Scoot? Because this is not his first time in the NBA with temper issues. He lost his temper in Cleveland. And that's why the Rockets were able to get him for basically nothing in that trade with the Cavs. And the Cavs are doing pretty well without him. So, Jamil, here's a comment right here. And I've said over and over in these streams, John Lucas is old school. John Lucas does not have a problem calling any players out for lack of effort. And that's what I heard. I think y'all read that. Lack of effort was a big issue. He called them out. He called everybody out at halftime. Mike says he doesn't want to give up on Scoot. And Mike, you have the same mindset. I think it was Jonathan Givony or Mike Schmidt, somebody from ESPN, had the Rockets in a mock draft 10 days ago or so. The Rockets drafting Jaden Ivey out of Purdue. So that didn't go very well with the Rocket fans when I brought it up on the last one. But I don't believe, I could be wrong, things might have changed in the last 24 hours, but I'm not sure this is enough for the Rockets to vault into the Ben Simmons trade scenario. But we're going to come down to this because I've said it. Many of y'all know it. I've said it. The Rockets have shown it that Jalen Green is the face of the Rockets franchise. So if Jalen Green is the face of the franchise, if Jalen Green does not have an issue with John Lucas's tough love, which way do you think the Rockets are going to lean? Jalen Green or players who have issues with John Lucas's tough love? Tossing that out there. Y'all can see where I'm going with that. So here's a quick clip from Jalen Green. The question you'll hear from first voice you'll hear is from my colleague Danielle Lerner from the Chronicle, asking about Jalen's quicker shot release. But listen to what Jalen Green says at the end of this clip as well.
Talked about on the catch and shoots how John Lucas told you 1-2 and to get it off quicker, but it seems like even when you pull up off the dribble, your dip isn't as exaggerated as maybe it was before the injury. Is that something that you tried to fix?
Yeah, it's the 1-2 and then 1 second too. Like I gotta get up in 1 second, and that helps me just keeping it high and just getting it up. So yeah, everything we've been doing with Lucas has been transferring over. So.
Everything we've been doing with Lucas has been transferring over. Everything we've been doing with Lucas has been transferring over. Does not sound like Jalen Green has a problem with John Lucas and his tough love. And Jalen Green is a franchise player, face of the franchise. If Jalen Green says, and I toss this out there, I think it's apparent, but if Jalen Green says, I want John Lucas on this staff, I think Jalen Green's going to win. As opposed to other players who have issues with Luke passing, the game has passed Luke by. Y'all have seen on the Houston Roundball YouTube channel or other shows that cover the Rockets. One other core player of the Rockets likes and respects John Lucas. That's Alperen Sengun. That's 2 of the core players of the Rockets who like and respect John Lucas. If those two say, I want Luka on this team, I think Luka ain't going anywhere. So I'm just putting it out there. Okay. Jason kept everything in the family. He didn't want to put anything out there. Then the leak came out after Jason's what happened in the family stays in the family business. Okay. But once again, y'all see who had the blow up with John Lucas. And I just gave 2 names of players who love and respect John Lucas. So those 2 cornerstones don't seem to have a problem with John Lucas and the tough love. I don't believe Josh Christopher has a problem with the tough love. Daniel Tice, old school, does not have a problem. Tice is professional. He wants to play, wants to talk, team to get better on defense, communication, all those things. Eric Gordon, my issue now with Eric Gordon, I'm talking to this Graph O bringing it up again, is if Eric Gordon is still having problems with the groin that keeps him from playing in both games of a back-to-back, or now that he's questionable for Monday's game against Philly, if it's a lingering issue again, or not a reoccurring issue, now it's going to hurt his trade value, what the Rockets can get for him. So they got to get him healthy to get that first-round pick in return for EG. And see, this is a great point. KPJ said at Media Day, the Rockets, and between the lines, John Lucas saved his life. So has anything changed in, 3 months? So like I said, I'm hearing all kinds of things. Has Coach Silas lost the locker room? I mean, what the hell happened differently in this 7-game losing streak that did not happen in the 15-game losing streak? I mean, really, I don't, my thing, and y'all know I've said that Chris Wood is not a max player to me. He believes he is. This is me. This is my gut talking. I think Christian Wood has an issue with Jalen Green being the face of the franchise. Christian Wood can say all the things he said, Friday post game. Defense was an issue, we're not that far, blah, 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 blah. And then Saturday, he was basically a no-show before he sat. And that comment right there. LP and Jalen Green are the face of the franchise and protect them from C. Wood and KPJ toxic habits. That could be the issue right there, folks. And that could be the way the Rockets decide to go. We shall see. Fines and or suspensions could be announced Monday at some point. And by the timing of this, if the Rockets were having issues internally, they got a road trip for a few days. They're away from Houston for a few days so they can kind of, I got to put this, ignore or move away from the local media for the story and the narrative, rather than if this were a continuation of the homestand, everybody would be in their face in the building for practice Monday. Well, not the case. So I'm not sure who besides Jonathan Fagan will be traveling with the team, or Daniel Lerner from the Chronicle. Both from the Chronicle will be on the road with the team Monday, in Philly. I'm not sure if my man Kelly Iko will be making the trip. So the timing from that perspective is tough for the fans to get more details and inside information, but it works out for the Rockets because they can kind of keep things quiet as long as possible. How do you really feel about it? Once Wood gone by tomorrow. Man. Okay. I'll counter with this comment. Where is it? I just saw it. Oops, where would it go? Here we go. There's room for improvement. He has potential. He's got potential, Grafo. True. But he's bounced around the league for a reason, despite his talent and potential. Money-wise, he and his people, his reps, believe he's a max salary player. The Rockets don't believe that. So in the summer of 2023, he's not going to be here. So why not trade him and get something for him and trade him to maximize value for him in return, rather than what if he has another blow up? What if his trade stock starts to drop? Do I think Wood get you a first round pick? Yes. May not be a lottery pick, but first round pick, yes. Oh, how about this for a suggestion, Rocket fans? Rockets should start Josh Christopher instead of KPJ. Well, Scoot is not the face of the franchise, so they might look at that scenario. I think Scoot is going to, as long as he's here, he's going to have to earn the trust of his teammates, coaches, and everybody once again. So I'm not saying give up on him, but he's got to earn the trust again. I think he lost some trust Saturday night with that blow up, and he does have temper issues, anger issues. We've seen, and yeah, this ain't happening. I don't see that happening at all. Just Coach Wall's he'll remain Coach Wall. Don't see that happening at all. I've heard I've heard nothing to indicate that's going to change. Desperation, maybe. I just don't see it. Jordino, I see you too. Activating John Wall. I don't see it. I don't see that happening, because then the Rockets will look like they made a mistake finally doing that. Bagley and a first. Oh no. Why would you want Marvin Bagley on this team? Gosh, no. Who put that up there? No. Well, Grafo, if C. Wood becomes an all-star cornerstone somewhere else, that's the risk of a trade. I mean, you've been a fan of the NBA, the game, a long time. I'm sure seeing it. Sometimes you hear that cliche, a change of scenery was needed for him to optimize his skill set. Well, Christian Wood come to the Rockets. Initially, the thought was the change of scenery here was the solution for him to maximize his skill set. And now he's had issues. Now he's breaking a team rule. So this is on C. Wood. Cornerstone. C. Wood is a cornerstone player. I see him being the third best player on an elite team. I don't know about a cornerstone player. I don't. And OGs. See, now you see, Sandoval got to be the president, or one of the founding members of the Don't Like Christian Wood fan club membership. So Christian Wood as a cornerstone, Christian Wood believes he's better than he is. Christian Wood's reps believe he is worth maximum salary. The Rockets don't believe he's worth a max contract. So as long as those two issues are direct opposites, something's got to change for C. Wood to be a long term. That's fact. He believes he is a max salary player. Yet to make an all-star team, all-star game. Yet to be a first, second, or third team All-NBA. But he believes he's a max salary player. The Rockets don't. Christian Wood is inconsistent. He struggles with defending bigger centers. He's made some improvements, but he's not consistent enough like elite talents are. So he's got to get better. And the free throw shooting is still an issue. Oh, no, see, OG, that's what I said. Like I said, I can see him being the third best player on an elite team. Or I can say that. But as long as he believes he is worth max dollars, the two can't be the same. That is not going to work together. He believes he is a max player. And I think some fans will pull this comment up from Marco. C. Wood, some of his comments are very, he has no filter. Well, I'll say no, a limited filter, a light filter. In terms of media, loves it. He's a great quote, golden quotes. But some of the stuff he says, the organization doesn't like, can't be thrilled with what he's saying. I'll put it like that. And there we go with that. So we have at the most, you're saying C. Wood is a top 15 player? Grapho? Because yeah, I'm pretty sure we could probably come up with 15 players better than Kris Wood. Oh, center. Okay, top 10 center, top 15 center. But what is that saying in today's NBA? Honestly, and that's not a knock on directly at Kris Wood. That's more a knock on centers in the NBA. But saying he's a top 10 center in today's game, he ain't better than Embiid. He ain't better than Jokic. So, I mean, and it's not even close. Those two, but everybody else. Miles Turner, I saw Miles Turner, that name being tossed around solo. D'Lo, I'm good with that. I think Miles Turner could fit here. He plays defense, and he also shoots threes. He's a different kind of big. He's a big. But his game has evolved with today's NBA to become a three-point threat. But he's a shot blocker as well. Wood and Eric Gordon for Ben Simmons. And see, yeah, that's where I'm going with that, Jerry. Are there even 10 good centers in the NBA, today's NBA? No, I don't think so. It's a very short list. So, go on. You always ask me that. Like I said, John's getting maybe I'm good with that number. JM Tryon, thank you for joining. And really, whatever I say to Christian Wood's money, if it's $20 million per, he believes he's worth more. I mean, that's what it is. He believes he's worth more, and the Rockets don't. And Feifei, Stephen Silas is not one of the worst coaches you've seen. I'm not sure how long have you been a fan of the NBA, because I disagree with you on that. Center depth is the best since the 90s. Give me your list, Mike. I see one Embiid and keep adding to it. You want to call Sabonis, Turner. One of them is a 4, one's a 5. Steven Fernandez. Nothing has changed on the John Wall situation. John Wall is still Coach Wall. John Wall is still not interested in a buyout. He's not giving up that money. So, nothing's changed. So it seemed like something was closer weeks ago. Well, that was weeks ago, and nothing has transpired to make it seem like a trade is on the front burner for John Wall or anything like that, or him getting minutes. him coming off the bench, him starting, none of that. Nothing has changed. Nothing has transpired in the last 4 weeks for John Wall. He's still Coach Wall. So, Embiid, Jokic, Bam Adebayo, Cat, Vucevic. I noticed you didn't have Kris Wood in there. I noticed that. Who suits up courts first? Wood to the Clippers for Keon Johnson, Luke Kennard, and 2 future seconds. No. No. Sandoval, I have, but it's been a long time since I was there. Yep. Or are they going to become a sponsor of the show? Because if so, let me know. Well, BC, I'm going to post this comment and say it and add to it this way. The fact that small ball has evolved throughout the NBA makes me shake my head over and over again. I'm glad to see skilled big men returning to being in style, talented big men returning to being in style in the NBA. Because for a few years there, some coaches and some NBA teams, they didn't want anything to do with skilled big men. They just wanted their skilled big man to hang around the 3-point line, and that was it. Rather than put their big man on the block, score in the low post, command double teams, and then kick it out to 3-point shooters and still get threes. Same damn thing. But no, you'd rather that stand around 3-point line, jacking up threes 50, 60 times a game. Yeah. I'm old school on that. So not happening for me on that at all. Do I think KPJ and Wood will travel with the team? I'm not sure. I'm beginning to wonder. You know, especially Philly. I'm going to say no right now, based on what I received via text about an hour ago or 2 hours ago. The questions out there, don't know the specifics beyond what we've read and what I've been told a little bit. John Lucas called out the Rockets, KPJ, Christian Wood, lack of effort. That sorry-ass defense they played in the second quarter, the first half, but lack of effort. So, and Scoot did not like it. And he reportedly tossed something back at Luke. And then Scoot left. So, yeah. Y'all, fans, regulars, the regular members of the family, no, I'm not a fan of small ball. Give me tall, skilled players all day long, and I'll find a way to beat you. The Cavs' success with their big front court is making me happy, making me smile. J-Mon, the Warriors, you could blame them. It's a copycat league, but there's not many Steph Currys around the NBA, not many Klay Thompsons around the NBA. There's not many Draymond Greens around the NBA, so I'm not sure why teams copied that, But they did. It just spread out throughout the league like wildfire. But hopefully it's changing and going back, swinging a little bit back to skilled big men. Giannis is a different skilled big man, but he still gets work done in the paint via post-ups or just straight attacks to the rim and punishing teams like that. Big men. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think you're alone in this one. I think that a lot of individual play the last few games during this losing streak specifically. I think that is. I'm not sure why that changed though. I don't know. They were, during the winning streak, they were playing well. The defense was clicking. They were much better defensively than they are now, because the defense now is just awful. It's just garbage. They're not on the same page. Too many points in the paint. It is just awful. And it's not just one player. It's collectively, the defense is awful. BJ. Oh, BJ. Where you got Jabari Smith going in the draft? Because the Rockets still don't have the worst record in the NBA. So they got some work to do to get that. I don't agree that Silas is the problem. I'll put that out there. Fans, viewers can disagree, and that's fine. I don't believe he's the problem. So let's see. Still nothing yet from my colleagues. Like I said, I gave them the invite, gave them the link, and they're going to try to join if they could. So hopefully they'll be able to. If not, some other time. Don't worry about that. And see, that says it all right there about the Rockets defense. That says it all right there. Because both the career nights were against the Rockets. That says it all. That's it right there. Oh no, Jabari Smith. Depending on who you mock drafts change, but Jabari Smith. Some folks have him as the top pick in the 2022 draft. So Jabari Smith. It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out now that conference play has begun in college basketball. So we'll see how that works. It looks like the Rockets are going to have a bottom 3 record. That winning streak was enough to give people some false hope. I think now during this 7-game losing streak, this is more of who they are. Talented, but defensive effort is not there consistently. Too many guys being individual and not playing as a team. So, OG, tanking is the wrong word for Detroit, because once KO got hurt and then Jeremy Grant got hurt, they don't have anything up front worth a damn. So, and then COVID blasted them. So, but I'll ask you this, fans. In KDC, well, I thought the Rockets should have taken Evan Mobley. I thought that in May and June. I knew they weren't going to. I knew they were going to take Jalen Green. But Garrison Matthews is out of the protocols. So his energy is good, but defensively, the team started to play poor defense even when Garrison was playing. So something changed because their defense just regressed almost overnight. During the last live stream, Let's Talk Rockets, when I had them at 2-7, the defense, I think during that 7 losses out of those 9 games, the percentage, the field goal defense allowed was almost 50%. And then 3-point defense in those 7 losses like 45%. From 3, teams shooting 45% from 3. That's, man. And it's gotten worse since then. So, KPJ, Wood, Gordon for Ben Simmons. I do wonder, now that has a blow up Saturday night, I wonder if Mr. Morey has called Rafael Stone in these last few hours, in Daryl's own way. Hey, Rafael, you have any problems? You have anything you want to discuss now, Rafael? I wonder if Daryl has done that, made that call. We'll see. I think we'll get more. We'll learn more in these next few days and get an indication of which way the organization is leaning. Like I said, go on. You don't think Daryl Morris called Rafael and said, Rafael, you have anything on your mind you want to discuss? Anything you want to share? You don't think so? How many people still have this? Oh, where'd it go? Still believe this? Fans, Rocket fans, do y'all believe that Kevin Porter Jr., Scoot, will be fine? Do y'all want him gone? Do y'all believe this latest temporary tantrum / blow up was it. And if he can't get along with John Lucas, then he needs to be elsewhere. What do y'all think about that? So, because it's interesting, prior to the blow up, the last few days, local media and fans were touting how much his defense had improved and how much individual defense for him had gotten better from last year. He was a willing defender. Yet the team defense was still trash. You know, his defense has gotten better this season. But BJ wants him gone. Swish Vision says KPJ will be fine. Wood is a different story. So, Swish, does that mean you want to see Wood gone? And we've seen during the games, KPJ, he's very hard on himself first for missing a layup, missing a shot. Then he's hard on the refs. He has blows with the refs. He has Eric Gordon syndrome, where he complains and gripes to the refs. He's starting to have issues in the huddles. So I don't know if anything's changed with him there. The Rockets didn't give up much to get him. So do you believe he deserves more chances with the Rockets? He's still got talent. He's still young. He'll overcome or learn to control his temper and anger issues. And he's still talented enough to warrant him being a Rocket long term. How about that? Scoot's just too valuable to the Rockets, but Seawood is the issue. Seawood needs to go. Alpha G says, give Scoot another chance. Comment right here, and I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Sevier. It should not be tolerated and accepted by the Rockets. If it is accepted, then it will give the wrong message to the other young team players. That's a legit concern. Because if they let it slide, if they don't give him, he apologized. Yes, he did apologize. My man Eco did report that. Yes. Is that enough? Should the Rockets sit him? How about this? Sit him and say he was injured. Let's say the Rockets phrase it this way in the press release, or put him on the injury report because of the thigh issue flared up, so he's going to miss the next 3 games. Even though technically the thigh issue did not flare up, but he's going to sit these next 3 games anyway. How about that? Y'all think that is a way they'll phrase it? Do I think the Rockets should wait on Seawood and KPJ's progress? Kris Wood, no. I think wait to see what you get with him. No, he is good. He is what he is. Talented, yes. Inconsistent. Just not. He's not worth the effort to me long term. That's my opinion on that. I'm not Rafael Stone, Steven Silas, Tillman, Patrick Fertitta. No, but I don't think Kris Wood is worth the trouble, worth the headache. No. Okay, most of y'all, Gohan, the trade deadline is February 10th. Most of the fans believe Scoot is worth another chance. Yeah. The strip club incident with Sterling Brown. In Miami, right? Last season, when he threw hands and blood pouring out and everything like that. And okay, David, how about this? You believe he'll realize that his attitude can't continue. Okay, that's necessary. He's going to have to realize it because his bad attitude, he's going to run out of chances, and he'll be out of the league if it continues. So we can go with that. I'm not ready to give up on Scoot, but I'm not going to give him too many more chances either. So that's me personally. And another Marvin Bagley person. Why do you want Marvin Bagley on this team? What has he shown in Sacramento except headaches? Game in, game out. I mean, and first round picks. Okay, you want Bagley and the Kings to give you first round picks for Christian Wood and Eric Gordon? I'm assuming Cole Ing. Not the Rockets giving the first round picks, but the Kings first round picks plus Bagley. I don't know if I'd touch Bagley with a 10-foot pole. So yeah, now we're going out into the issue with Scoot in the club and all that. That kind of got hushed real quick. It was out there for like 48 hours and then it wasn't. So, but no, I'm not giving up on Scoot yet. But I'm not going to give him too many more chances either. And Marvin Bagley's young, and Luke could help him. I'll answer that your comment this way. Marvin Bagley does not strike me as the type of player who likes to be criticized, who accepts tough love. Let's put it like that. I'm not sure Marvin could handle John Lucas's matter-of-fact bluntness. So, I'm not sure about that. That's a chance. And I'm not sure his talent. He's talented enough to even go that far. So, to bring him here, I'm not sure he's talented enough to justify him coming here to the Rockets for a trade. So, yeah. He was good at Duke, but this ain't Duke. So, but yeah, that's what I heard as well. Scoot left after they told him he wouldn't play in second half. Like I said, that's what I threw out there. The Rockets put out Monday that Kevin Porter Jr. is once again having issues with the left thigh contusion, and he'll be out for a few games. They phrase it that way, but in the back of everybody else's mind, it's like a suspension. Okay, so they phrase it that way. Now, breaking a team rule like Christian Wood did might be something else. But you also, I don't know what Scoot threw at Luke. I don't know if it was a shoe, something that could have, done damage if it hit Luke. I don't know. That could also be an issue in any fine or suspension come his way. You can't have players throwing stuff at coaches. You can't let that slide. So, yeah, a lot of folks don't want Marvin Bagley on the Rockets, and I'm one of them. Yeah. So, do y'all get the sense? Not playing doesn't mean the organization says he could leave. Oh, yeah, there, point blank, right there. He left the job. He left the job. He left the job. His place of work, his place of employment, he left. You can't, in my opinion, you cannot let that slide. You can't let that go. So they're going to do something, and they're discussing it, trying to figure it all out. And that's why it's been kind of quiet, very quiet today. So while we haven't heard too much more about it, the thing I heard, read via text, is that some players believe the game has passed John Lucas by. Well, that's news to Jalen Green. That's news to Al P. So I'm just talking. That's my reply to that. Yeah, I'm not saying that, Chip Mark. I'm not saying that. No, I'm saying the Rockets need to do something. Sit him and sit him for a few games or whatever. Alex Smith, what's your question about what does that mean regarding what? About the game passing Lucas by? Is that your question, or what? Give me more details. Follow up on your question, so I know what you're talking about. KPJ staying Wood traded tomorrow. It's clear the majority of people who are Rocket fans, but who participate during these live streams are not fans of Christian Wood. He does have some fans on here, but the majority are not fans of Christian Wood. The game, okay, saying that basically Luke is old school, that his tough love methods don't work with today's players. His no nonsense attitude, his no BS, his old school training methods, all of that don't work with the new school players of today. And my answer to that is that's news to Al P, and that's news to Jalen Green, because they don't seem to have a problem with it. So that's my take on that. And I will say, but I'm objective. But I will say I have known Lucas. I'll be 50 in March. I've known Luke probably half my life, probably. So yeah, we go back a long way. But I'm going to be objective. If I've heard Luke is wrong, I'm gonna say he's wrong. But right now, what I've heard, he's not wrong. So, calling out players for lack of effort is what you should do. So I'm not gonna do anything about that. Tape. I don't know about tape, and I'm kind of afraid to get into that tape stuff because I don't know about all that. Yeah, Marvin Bagley with the Kings, skilled, big, but mistake drafting him where they did for Sacramento, and they haven't been able to correct it, get past that mistake. Offensively, Chris Wood is talented. Yep, he sure is. Not every game, though. He doesn't bring it on both ends of the floor every game. And that's one of my biggest issues with him. And, that's offensively and defensively. And part of that is because he thinks he is better than he really is. So that's my thing on that. We got folks saying the man's toxic. He's got talent. Yes, he does have talent. And yes, other teams make mistakes in personnel decisions. But, we could also spin it around. There's a reason why he has been on so many teams. He does have talent. Teams give him a chance because of his talent. But if he's not able to stick on at a team long term, then maybe that's about him. Talent aside. So I think we have to look at that as a possibility as well. He has potential. Yeah. But he doesn't bring the effort game in, game out. And he really seems to not like going against bigger centers. So that's the issue for me. I mean, y'all see it. Y'all see how the job he does or lack thereof against bigger centers. And y'all also see how opponents who do have skilled big centers choose to attack Christian Wood every chance they get. Oh yeah, I saw you. I read the comment about him being cut. I don't believe they're going to do that. Now, if the Rockets do cut him, then most likely with that day or afterwards, more stuff will come out. More issues will come out publicly to justify why they cut it. So yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say it would shock me if they do. I don't think they're going to yet, but yeah, they're talented. Do I think the Rockets, Kuminga? I've said it in Swiss. Thank you again. You're not saying you are. If this is your first participation in the stream, thank you very much for joining us. So I'm going to say it again, and no disrespect to you. I just don't believe the Warriors are going to give up on Kuminga because he's on a rookie contract, plus being talented, and plus having a bright future. So they can control his contract for the next few years. So I don't see them getting rid of that. They got buku max dollars on that team. So they need some inexpensive contracts on the payroll. Combined with Jonathan being as talented as he is, I just don't see that. I don't see them giving up on him, especially for somebody like Christian Wood. I just don't see it. Do I know what Wood actually wants to be changed in the offense? Just given time, he'll tell you he wants more, be involved in more pick and rolls. He wants the ball in his hands more. He wants to be more of a facilitator, decision maker, all those things. He wants to be the man. Facilitator. So I just don't believe. Oh gosh, I'm going back in time. Last year's Christian Wood, and I assume you mean second year Dwight Howard with the Rockets, rather than second year Dwight Howard with Orlando, because it ain't no comparison there. But yeah, Christian Wood, I think one of his biggest issues is he wants to be the man on this team, and the Rockets don't want him to be the man on this team. Swish. C. Wood said, you take it for what it's worth. He said that the discussion he and Jalen Green had was just that. It wasn't a big deal. Don't read too much into it. But yeah, he has expressed himself on the court with his teammates. Let's put it like that. Wood for Tyler Hero. He ain't doing that. Oh my gosh, no. Wood for Wiseman, Moody, and Mannion. Why would the Rockets do that? I disagree with this. I disagree with that. Al Peace, some of his foul trouble is because he reaches on defense too much. He plays defense with his hands too much. That's some of it. But also some of it is because the perimeter defense is bad, and he's got to get over for help and gets out of position. That's also part of it. So it goes hand in hand. All right. Have y'all given up on the Rockets this season? Is it over in y'all's mind? Going back to, I saw it minutes ago, a while ago now. The Rockets win total 20, low 20, some 25, whatever. I had them at 21 back in October before the season started, 21 wins. And when they went on that win streak, that looked unlikely. Now they are regressing to the mean. So maybe, but 21, 25 wins, I think they'll be there. I think 30 is not happening anymore. I think that's out of the picture. And I think that's okay because I still maintain they need another top 3, top 4 pick to help this team, to be on this team, to improve the talent level on this team. So, but yeah, there we go on that. Actually, I think about it. The person who started off the comments, I have not seen them comment during the show. And let me do this, answer this question, because from Gohan. That is a great question. I've wondered that for a few years now. Because of, well, one, honestly, because of all the strip clubs in H-Town. So that's not a problem. Some players like that, let's be honest. But also because there's no sales tax in Texas. So why haven't the Rockets been able to sign elite players here via free agency? You got to look at the front office. You have to look at the front office. And, prior to Rafael moving to the big chair, it was Daryl Morey being in charge. So go right there. But there's got to be a reason why the Rockets, because the Rockets did want to win. They did want to compete for championships, but they were not able to get, via free agency, not trade necessarily, the elite players via free agency, signing them, making the big signing. So, the free iPad, remember that. More and more folks are okay with the Rockets trading Christian Wood, which is ironic. And Jerry, a lot of folks say this, the new age players, destination city, but once again, no, state tax. They got Houston has great restaurants. Houston has great nightlife. A lot of players come in during the summer to work out. I know that. So I'm not sure. See, I'm leaning more toward it's the organization rather than the city of Houston. And then we get into who in the organization or what the organization has done or has not done for it to not be a destination of elite free agents. Because I know they come here to have fun. I know that. So we'll go with that. I think many of the, but not all, because the Rockets have not been able to sign the big fish in their prime, not free agents past their prime. Toss the money at past their elite status NBA players. The practice, and well, because money has been tight for a while, but there, let's see, was it? I'll post this, then I'll go back to what I was about to say. That's recent, but that wasn't the Rockets not being a destination city for elite free agents has been around for a while prior to Tillman becoming owner. But a year, 18 months ago, Tillman had mentioned publicly that he would like to have construction begin on a new facility, practice facility, bigger facility, with the bells and whistles, more courts, weight rooms, just upgrades to make it more appealing to NBA players. And then I have heard much more discussion about it. So because it's needed, but from a selfish standpoint, I like the location of the practice court right now because it's not far from where I live. But it ain't about me. So at some point, the Rockets will, I guess, resume the discussions or the plans to construct a new practice/training facility. I think it's going to happen again. It's, amenities, flashy, all that kind of stuff. Players appreciate. What is it, Fusion? What have I missed? Has spoiled the team chemistry okay? Christian Wood spoiled the team chemistry. You could be right. He could be. I don't want to say it, but say the term cancer. But he could be the leader of a group that is being disruptive for the betterment of the franchise. So I'll phrase it like that. He could be that. He could be the problem. A problem, not the problem, because the Rockets have other problems with the team besides lack of talent. So lack of enough elite talent. So I'll get into this some good news, some on-court, good news. Jalen Green has played much better offensively. The game has slowed down for him. He's attacking the basket now. He's being more aggressive. He's getting calls. His three-point shot is better. His shot release is quicker. It's higher as well. So he's played well. The bad thing is, I'll pull up the stat that he had. Let's see. The bad thing is the Rockets during this losing streak have reverted to what they were before, where it's just one or two players playing well in the same game and not 5, 6, 7 guys playing well in the same game. But Jalen Green is the number, part of the notes from post-game after the Rockets lost to the Nuggets Saturday. Jalen scored 29 points in 28 minutes. He has scored 20 or more points in 3 of his 4 games played since returning from the hamstring injury, after doing so just 4 times in his first 18 games played. He's averaging 22.3 points per game on 48.1% field goal shooting, 51.5 from 3 over his past 4 games. He has 2 of the 3 highest point totals by a rookie this season. So he's playing well. But the Rockets aren't playing well. Jalen Green needs to get more assists. He played the one in the second half last night. And if he does play the one, or not, I'm not big on the label anymore, but if he does have the ball in his hands more, I think he will be able to create for his teammates more, because teams will start sending 2 guys at him. So he'll just pass to the open teammate. He'll also be able to, as long as his three-point shot is rolling, attack the basket once they close out too hard. He can go past his initial defender, get into the paint, break down the defense, and kick it to open teammates and get assists that way. So I think his assist numbers will improve. So that's all part of his development as a player. And it's why he's proven why he is the face of the franchise these last 4 games. So I say that, the numbers I read off is to the folks who were saying, the haters who said he was a bust. He ain't a bust now. He wasn't a bust then, but he's not a bust now. Where is the comment? I just saw it. Any concerns on Jalen's lack of numbers, any other stat other than scoring? Not yet, because his role now, I think it may be evolving, but his role previously was to score. It really was to be a catch and shoot guy. It wasn't to be a facilitator. It wasn't to be a guy to get assists for his teammates. It was to be a scorer. So I think his role is changing. He's evolving as he's become more comfortable and is becoming more comfortable with his place on the team. So I think everything else will get better as the season progresses for him. The Knicks, oh my goodness. The Knicks, I think, are going to be active in the trade market. Jabari Smith, no. Well, Jaren Jackson, if Triple J can get healthy, stay healthy. Yeah. Oh, Jerry. Agreed. But you heard it. You saw the comments. Folks saying that Jalen Green was a bust. Please. I wouldn't read anything into this, right? I mean, one thing, Jalen's been on a minutes cap many times. So Rockets need picks, not players. Yes, I agree with that. Derrick Rose for John Wall. You got jokes, Grafo. So that's appreciated. I'm going to play the comments. We know more has come out since Coach Silas said these words, but I definitely want to play the one where he said that he did not like the team's effort, and he, let them know about it at halftime. Here we go.
On with Kevin Porter Jr., and why didn't he rejoin the team on the bench in the second half?
Yeah, we were just evaluating that leg.
It took a long time for almost everybody to get back to the court for the second half, and I think you might have missed the first Nuggets possession. What was going on in the halftime that was so out of the ordinary that guys didn't get back to warm up? So,
yeah, we were angry at halftime that we had just given up 47 points. So we watched the film. We had a spirited debate at halftime. And, I have certain demands of this group as far as playing hard. Making mistakes is different than giving the effort. And I wasn't satisfied with the effort. So halftime took a little bit longer, and then getting organized after halftime took a little bit longer as well.
Is that why the same reason for the timeout in that first minute of the half?
I just wanted to get us back calibrated after the first couple possessions of the second half. So yes.
You said the word debate. Was there something to debate? Was there any argument?
No, there's no debate. There is, when you're competitors, there's times where you're in the locker room and the locker room is the locker room and you're getting after it and you're showing examples. And, when you want a team to do better, you have to let them know. And tonight was the night I had to let them know. So that's that.
He let them know. Good for him for letting them know. The lack of effort is just not going to get it done. It's unacceptable. Do I think Jalen Green still has a chance to win Rookie of the Year? It's slim, very slim. But it's not that big a deal to me. I think Jalen wants to get better. I think Jalen wants to win. So if the Rockets don't win more than, let's see, they're 10 and 27 now. If they don't win more than 15 games the rest of the way, he's not going to win it. No. As long as Evan Mobley plays well, no. But yeah, if they don't suspend, comments like this is why I think the Rockets will do something. It's just going to be how they phrase it. Do something with Scoot and do something with Kristen Wood as well. So phrasing will be different, possibly, with Kevin Porter Jr. He might be unofficially suspended, but they'll phrase it as injured. Whereas Christian Wood might be fined and or suspended. So Monday is going to be a fun day. Monday morning, Monday, it'll be before the game for sure. The 6 p.m. game tip against the Sixers. So morning, possibly. But yeah, I'd love to hear John Lucas go off and call out folks. Because it's been a while since I've heard Luke go off with some players, some people. But should he be benched? Should KPJ be benched after coming back from the suspension? And start who? Josh Christopher instead of Scoot? Healthy, if he is healthy, Eric Gordon? Who? So that's a question to see. Christian Wood, just his body type. He's just gonna get too much bigger every year. Needs to get stronger. So starting Josh Christopher, possible, yeah. John Wall, Jim, I just don't see it happening, man. I just don't see John Wall being John Wall. He's gonna be Coach Wall, or what was it? A fan said, season ticket holder John Wall. In a previous stream. I just don't see anything changing with that. But KPJ, I don't see him going to the G League. No, don't see that happening. And I was hoping to get one of my colleagues to be able to join me. Does not look like they are going to be able to do that. So I'm disappointed in that, because they would have been able to share some insight with you guys about what they've heard about what happened last night. So tune in. Thank you for tuning in. I still got to go do some U of H men's basketball uploads on the channel. So going to take care of that. Let's see. Next schedule, Rockets talk. Oh boy. Let's go for Saturday, the 8th. I think. Yeah, let's go for Saturday the 8th. January 8th, 8 or 9 p.m. Y'all know how I do it. I'll post it in the community tab, which time. So become a subscriber to the channel if you haven't already done so you'll be notified. But thank you as always. And this was the most viewed at one time so far. Let's Talk Houston Rockets live stream. Let me see. Are you asking about the possible guest, colleague I had coming on? I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say. No, it wasn't Jackson, but no. I'm not going to say who it was. They're busy. So, and that's the thing. J.R. Monk, thank you for the comments. J-Mon, thanks for the comments. That's the issue with, I cover the Houston team. So U of H is part of my beat. So the Rockets news last night, preceded the U of H, but I still got the U of H, stuff as well. So let me take care of that. So everybody, thank you for spreading the word, the talk, telling fans about the channel, the show. Saturday, thank you very much for the comments. Marco, thank you. Go on, thank you. If, it's going to be some of these players cannot handle tough love. So that's going to be an issue for some players. But, the Rockets got to fix this. And I think they're going to fix this. Rockets facing Joel Embiid Monday night. I doubt Christian Wood is going to be there. Well, he might be fined. He might be fined and or suspended. We'll see what happens. If it's both, then he ain't playing against Joel Embiid. So, of course, assuming Joel Embiid plays, doesn't have knee issues. But if big man goes to work for Philly, it won't matter if C. Will plays or not. Joel Embiid gonna get as many points as he wants versus the Rockets Monday night. So thank you very much. Thank you for Edgar, thank you very much for saying this. As always, I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to chat Rockets with me. We'll be back. The plan is to have our next talk on Saturday, January 8th. Everyone, take care and enjoy your week. See you Saturday, January 8th, either 8 or 9 p.m. Central Time. Until then, peace.